I'll put money on it. If we drop that oil pan, the backing plate screws are either backing out or loose. Very common mistake when people are doing timing belt jobs. Didn't torque down the balancer bolt right. I get it, the Nissan oil pumps aren't the strongest pump in the world, but you not torquing your balancer down doesn't help that. Yeah, this thing was like a ticking time bomb, literally. As much as people make RB jokes about being ticking time bomb, this was literally a ticking time bomb. 17K or 17K, yeah, that's about what this water pump was gonna cost you when your engine pops, because you wanna put this shit on there. Because it looks good don't mean it ain't clapped.
It's a labor of love. Like, you like the platform, so you deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
You want it? Some of the most basic things like this is what'll cost you an engine. Not because the engine can't take the power. People want to talk about all day, oh, what can I do to make my car reliable? How about the general maintenance? Nobody thinks about that. We're not only upgrading things that are gonna make more power, but we're going through some of the basics of the engine to make sure that it's gonna survive and last a long time when it makes power.
Good point.
He said it's not a complete clapper. You might have been lying on that one.
So I guess today we're going to talk about why it's impossible to give an accurate quote.
Yeah. Story time. That is safe for your kids when they about to go to bed.
No, warning, explicit language.
So, somebody put a new China Boy water pump on this bitch.
Oh no.
Looks like, I ain't even gonna say the name.
Where have we seen this before?
Yeah, I don't know. So y'all wanna be buying them cheap Chinese water pumps? This is why we use OEM water pumps only. Brand new water pump lasted probably 2 or 3 hits on the street. And you can see the nuts are tight because the studs are moving along with it. Somewhere. So this belt was looking kind of extra shiny, you know, like somebody decided to put some armor all on it or something. And I just happened to grab the pulley when I seen it there. And that shit's deadlocked.
What?
Yeah, you can't spin it.
Oh my God.
So you can see where the belt was slipping on the pulley because the pulley was stationary.
Let me see.
And it was just glazing the back of the belt and cooking that shit.
Wow, look at all the material.
Yeah, you can even see on the head of the bolt where it just cooked. And it's now like all crispy and shit. That galvanized coating is nice and creepy.
Creepy.
So,
Ay.
and then this other one was getting ready to bust.
Bust.
You can see
Bust.
the pulley is purple. It's got a lot of play. And I don't know what the fuck happened. Yeah, because I was looking at the pulley.
She sounds like a maraca.
Jose was taking off some stuff. Wait, what?
It sounds like a maraca.
Wow.
You know, that sounds nice. Oh, yeah. Jose was taking off the sway bar, and I just happened to look up, and I seen the pulley on the block, and that behind it. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, looking, I was like, oh, that's the bearing seal. Well, I guess when it locked up and blew apart, it just popped out the seal, and it was just chilling behind the bearing like that on the block.
Wow, that's a stinker.
Yeah, so any moment, this thing could have just snapped the timing belt and been done. And Steven said that he drove this bitch 16 hours after he bought it. And then like 2 to 3 months ago, went on a car show, which was like a 12-hour round trip.
Oh my gosh.
And
pushing the limits.
yeah, I told him any moment he could have been stuck on the side of the road. And he was like, for whatever reason, that shit didn't feel the same after that 12-hour trip. I was like, yeah, this might be why.
Wow.
That engine was screaming. Gotta love it.
Well, that's still better than an engine.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that we found was whoever did the water pump on it didn't torque down the balancer bolt right. And I put my 1/2-inch bar on it, getting ready to go yam, because they're usually pretty tight. And that shit said boop, and just kind of fell off with the weight of the bar. So after seeing that, I told him, I was like, dude, let's just drop the oil pan and do an oil pump.
Well, you were nervous about the oil pump with all that vibration, right? Like if that was...
Well, you know, because this is supposed to absorb the harmonic vibration in the engine and transfer it to this balancer. Well, if this ain't torqued down properly, it ain't doing its job right. And so all that stuff is going right through the oil pump. And we all know how wonderful these oil pumps are. So I bet you, I'll put money on it. If we drop that oil pan, the backing plate screws are either backing out or loose or something. And we're all the way this far. It ain't worth finding out when we're on the dyno or when you're driving at home, whether that oil pump is good or not. So we're this far. We'll just drop the pan, pull the oil pump.
Yeah. Better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, well, he had a lot of reasons to almost be sorry.
This is, for that, I guess it's the best case scenario that he brought it in for everything else.
Yeah, this thing was like a ticking time bomb, literally. As much as people make RB jokes about being ticking time bomb, this was literally a ticking time bomb. See, prime example, just because it looks good don't mean it ain't clapped.
How many miles or kilometers are on this? Do you know?
Let me see.
Because I'm curious.
109 kilometers, so
It's
probably
not that much.
80,000 miles.
Well, maybe that's about the
70,000
time
miles?
you have to service these things. I don't know. I don't know what the
Somebody at some
OEM
point-
service
like
guide
somebody
is.
at some point did a water pump.
Yeah, clearly, because they don't
So what the
come.
fuck did you do about the timing belt and the idle pulleys? Did you change the timing belt? I don't know, because that bitch is smoked. But I know you didn't change the pulleys. Because unless you got some brand new bad ones out the box or something, them things is cooked.
How did his clutch look? Did you see? Because I know.
Stock clutch.
Oh, okay. Because I know
It's a
he has the
flywheel.
new. What clutch is he going with?
Competition stage 3 or 4. I mean, it's seen better days. It's all in one piece. I mean, it's got some heat marks. God damn, what the fuck
Damn.
was you doing, Steven? Oh, shit. Damn.
Just had to ask about the clutch, huh?
He's trying to launch this hoe. Yeah, holy shit.
Almost fused? No. We've seen that.
Well, I can feel this right here, where it's like, it got so hot the metal started to like mold over.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's like
Yeah.
thin. Oh, that's going to be hard to see on the camera. Let me see. Yeah, the material is on top of it. On top of the.
It's just like the metal was like, damn, son.
Like, you know it's bad when you got Edgar over here grunting.
He's trying to launch on them snack packs. Stock RB20 putting in work.
Stock turbo, I guess, right?
This thing was completely stock.
He's going to notice a big difference.
Nah, he ain't. This shit's still gonna be slow.
Oh, anything else you're gonna that like you noticed or that you're concerned about? That you're gonna...
No, I mean, my main thing right now is getting that oil pump off and kind of taking a look in there. Hopefully we don't see anything that we don't like. Fingers crossed.
Like working on RBs yet?
I don't not like it.
Okay, that's good.
It's I guess it's a labor of love. Like
Yeah.
you like the platform, so you deal with the bullshit.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. Play some bullshit.
Yeah, like it's a lot of bullshit.
It explains like 300ZX owners. A lot.
You have like a bias, like you like it, so
Yeah.
you're like
That
it's
is
not
a
that
whole-
bad, and then the reality
That
is
is
it's
its,
fucking shit.
yeah, that's like its own classification of labor of love. Because that shit is like, you really gotta love them cars. Because
I love feeding
fucking
you.
suck.
I love feeding you the 300ZX anytime I can. You really, Edgar, any chance he's got to tell people his love, his affinity for 300ZXs.
they trash.
I like them.
Could have just did a dirty delete on that one, and I'd be like, all right, cool.
I like them, but yeah, there's no room in there. At least you got some room here, but it's going to be a lot nicer without all that extra crapo. I guess we'll see. Main thing, get it healthy. Then you can make it fast. And we're powder coating some stuff, right?
Yeah. Everything's already off to the powder coated.
Are we not doing valve covers? I guess not, because we're not opening
No, we
it,
are.
right?
These are just a spare set of clean
Oh.
ones that I have to keep the engine covered.
Gotcha. What color?
Same as the wheels. Joke.
Junk. See,
You need
always,
a
every
compilation
time.
of
I know.
junk. You can do like a 10
I'm gonna
minute
do
video of
it.
This guy saying
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
junk.
I was also...
It'd be like junk, trash, bullshit.
So what's the plan? Drop the oil pan?
Yeah, we're gonna put the engine support brace on there and raise it up a little bit and sneak that oil pan out. and
then,
get that oil pump off and see what we spot.
Okay. We'll be back with
Hopefully not some more carnage.
Yeah.
This shit's ass. Well, luckily we caught it now, though.
Yeah, that's always like the saving grace. This is looking good.
That's just another polished clapper. All right, so we've got the oil pan dropped and the oil pump pulled off because we suspected that something may not be happy in the oil pump area because we found the balancer bolt loose. A very common mistake when people are doing timing belt jobs, they don't torque down the balancer properly. And I've had this conversation with multiple other tuners, multiple other engine builders, and it's probably led to a lot of oil pump failures. I get it, the Nissan oil pumps aren't the strongest pump in the world, but you not torquing your balancer down doesn't help that. So it's probably led to a large amount of oil pump failures, which has then given the factory oil pumps a really bad name, or helped push it get the bad name. But nonetheless, we got the oil pump off. We'll take a look at it over here. As you can see, it's old and crusty. None of the bolts are physically look like they are physically backed out. They're all flush, which is good because we caught this before these bolts could start to back themselves out and this plate comes loose. Once that happens, you start losing oil pressure because you're essentially the pump is literally falling apart. So I'm gonna stick this in my vise and I'm gonna start cracking these screws loose one by one, and I bet you we're gonna find some that are loose. So I'm gonna get this in my trusty vise. We're not putting this oil pump on, so of course I don't give a shit if I scratch it up a little bit. So I'm gonna start cracking these loose one by one and seeing, all right, that one was tight. That one was tight. 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 Ooh, loose. Loose. Yeah, loose. So as you can see, 3 of them were not as tight as the other ones, which what's going to happen is eventually they're just going to do that. And you're going to be running around with an engine that's got your oil pump backing plate screws backed out. What eventually is going to happen is, though, you'll start to notice low oil pressure if you pay attention to your car. And if you have an ECU worth a damn on the car that's got any sort of built-in oil protection or functions for you to create that protection, then you can save your engine. I've had a couple cars come through here with backing plate screws. Damn near the screws getting ready to fall out. The screw was backed out so far it ran into the main cap on the front, and that was the only thing stopping the screw from physically falling out of the oil pump. But he saw that the engine was low on oil pressure. We verified it with a mechanical gauge and knew exactly where to go. And lucky for Steven, we caught this before his engine had to even suffer from low oil pressure, which we suspected something was wrong here because the balancer bolt was loose. So good thing we did that, because that would have led to a lot of problems. You know, people put a lot of money into these cars. There's a lot of people want more power. They want to have fun, and you know, some of the most basic things like this is what will cost you an engine. Not because the engine can't take the power. How much power the car makes has nothing to do with the lubrication system. Well, at least at this level, in this form. So yeah, that's where we're at. Doing a timing belt job, we were already doing head studs. It wasn't much more to drop the pan and pull the pump off to spot this. A mechanical oil pressure test is only going to show something once the screws back out to this, because then you're physically compromising the oil pump by this plate being loose. If we were to do an mechanical oil pressure test on this car, it probably would have came back good. But what's going to happen is, over time, these screws are going to back out like that because they were loose, and then it's going to go bad. So
Good to have caught it now.
yep, I mean, it's just another engine saved. So we're going to get a new oil pump in this thing. We torqued down all the screws with red Loctite so that they can't back out, even in a situation where you don't torque the balancer bolt loose, but it's going to get torqued.
Yeah, it's the last thing you want. It's like put all this work into it, put it on the dyno, and then
Yeah. Oh, we have low oil pressure.
awesome.
And we were just right there. We were about 80% of the way to pulling the oil pump. So, you got the new water pump on. OEM, Nissan, not the aftermarket Chinese bullshit that was on it, where was that from? Not OEM. You can simply tell that it's not OEM just by the casting. So, these are a cast water pump, but if you look at on the OEM, the casting is a lot smoother. It's a better finish, and they don't have this 17K or 17K. Yeah, that's about what this water pump was going to cost you when your engine pops because you want to put this shit on there.
Goof. No, this one says 2x17.
Damn, I guess that one's cost you twice as much then.
Yeah, you can tell the difference though in the quality.
Yeah, the quality of the finish. You gotta start putting shiny parts on these turds at some point.
Okay, get the maintenance done, and then the bar.
Yeah, people want to talk about all day. Oh, what can I do to make my car reliable? How about the general maintenance? Nobody thinks about that. They want to think about, okay, what's the best way for me to make power and it be reliable? Well, make sure the engine's in healthy condition for one. Make sure the timing belt system is all right, the oil pump system is all right, the water pump. So it's like start off with the basics and then go to add things on. This was a very good thing to show, as we're not only upgrading things that are going to make more power, but we're going through some of the basics of the engine to make sure that it's going to survive and last a long time when it makes power.
Good point. Good point. Are you doing any kind of different oil pan, lower oil pan, or
No.
just putting a stock one back on?
Yeah. We're running a stock oil pump. He can get away with overfilling the stock factory sump. Do I generally recommend doing an extended baffle sump? Yes. That's always a good thing to have and put on the car. But in this case, you know, it's not the end of the world. We don't have a super high volume pump. We just put an OEM N1 pump back on, overfill the sump, and you'll be all right.
Cool.
Especially at this power level. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. I mean, a good oil pan with baffles, extended sump, with the fabrication, I mean, it's well over $1,000 for something like that, and I can understand.
Yeah, like you said, it's not really needed at this power level. Once you start getting up there, though, you recommend
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I've done 500-600 in rear-wheel drive configuration on a factory steel pan with just overfilling it and no oil pressure surge. What happens is, as you start getting higher volume oil pumps, it's sucking that pan dry a lot faster because it's feeding the engine with more oil. That, in conjunction with the G-forces when you're accelerating, it wants to slosh the oil away from the pickup. So having a larger capacity sump with a oil pickup that sits nice and low in the pan helps tremendously with oil pressure surge.
All right, what's next? What's next on the agenda for?
Getting this thing with a new oil pump and sealing it back up, and then we'll start working on getting the head stud swapped out.
All right, so making progress. What kind of fabrication? Any?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, see.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Oil catch can, and then I think we have to do a hot side intercooler pipe for the turbo,
Okay.
and maybe a turbo intake. I don't know. I gotta scrimmage the parts here and see what we have and what fits and what'll work.